Well, good morning. Thanks for joining Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Good morning, Julie.
Grand Rising, Jonathan. How are you?
Oh, doing okay this fine morning. So,
Good.
over the weekend, Julie, we had a lot of protests going on over in Mexico where they're
Yeah.
trying to overthrow the government. They're wanting the president removed. We have the cartel over there that the Mexican people seem to be totally against. And they are actually flat out saying that the president of Mexico is working directly with the cartel, which I'm not surprised. That's nothing new for us. We already kind of knew this. But what's your thoughts on what's been going on over there?
Well, I think it's good in the essence of more people are learning about how much involvement has been happening by the cartel to our neighboring country of Mexico. Actually, I think there's a lot of people that don't know that, so bringing awareness is a good thing. People don't know that the cartel is in every aspect of business that they are probably having to interact with. And so, I think what you've been doing down there on the border and continuing to bring the news to the folks is very, very important to show how much involvement by the big C has been really influencing our American lives. So I'm happy to see that it's coming to light, because more people need to know about it. I don't think that we really, really, truly know how influenced we've been.
Right. Well, I'm going to show just a little clip from what was going on over the weekend.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Let's see if we can. I think this is it.
And thousands of Mexicans marched into Mexico City to protest the government of President Claudia Sheinbaum against what they describe as rising insecurity and dissatisfaction with the government. In the protests, at least 120 people, mostly police officers, were injured. The demonstration was first called by Gen Z activists, but soon grew into a much larger demonstration, drawing people of all ages. It stretched from the Angel of Independence Monument through major avenues before reaching the Zocalo. Demonstrators carried banners referencing Carlos Manzo, the mayor of Urupan, who was assassinated earlier this month after confronting drug trafficking groups.
We came because of what happened to Carlos Manzo. For me, this is living proof that people have woken up. We cannot be in the hands of a country ruled by crime. No more, no more. I think this is the limit.
The protest started off peacefully but culminated in clashes by late afternoon, with many demonstrators kicking, shaking and hurling objects at the metal fencing protecting the National Palace, where Sheinbaum lives and works.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So anyways, to get back to what we're watching right there, I mean, this has been an ongoing problem over in Mexico right now with the president working directly with the cartel. The people are actually just really coming out in large numbers right now, fighting the Mexican government, fighting the local law enforcement over there in Mexico. They're saying that these guys are all part of the same scheme. So they're going after them. And I got a feeling it's just a matter of time before we see the Mexican president overthrown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
But
Hey, good
she's
morning,
so
Charlie.
cute.
hi,
But
Charlie.
she's so cute. Howdy, how are y'all? Hello, Julie. Nice to
Good.
meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. Where
Good
are you
morning,
out of?
Charlie. How are
Hello, buddy. Are you in Arizona as well, Julie?
No, sir. I'm in the heartland, Kansas City, Missouri.
I got a great friend who does a show out of Missouri. His name is Mike Cook. He just calls himself
Okay.
Patriot Mike.
Okay. I'll have to
I
look
didn't
him
know
up.
if you knew him. He loves Missouri. He's a former Californian, and he's out there now in as he calls it, God's country. I've never been. That's not true. I had a layover in Kansas City one time. I was there for a day.
Yeah,
Kansas
well,
City.
that doesn't count.
No, that was on the Missouri side, not the Kansas side.
That's
It
right.
was so funny though. Sorry for taking over your show, John, but
Oh, that's fine. Good to have you on our show.
Thanks, buddy. I flew into Kansas City, right? Never been there.
Yep.
On the Missouri side. And it was lush, it was green, it was absolutely beautiful. The downtown, the waterfront area, they had a great history there. I actually went into the Steamboat Museum. And,
that they're getting ready to close. You were probably one of the last to get there.
Oh,
yeah,
that's too bad. I'm sorry
they're
to
going
hear
to close
that.
it next year. I just saw that. Yeah,
It
it's
was
good
cool.
history.
So then I drive over, and now I have to head back to California, right? I'm picking up a truck, and I'm driving it back to Cali. And I go over the bridge into Kansas, and I went, what happened?
Yeah.
What the heck happened? It was green. It was beautiful. It was lush everywhere I looked. And then Kansas. Nothing. Jonathan, what's going on, my friend? It's good to see you sitting on the couch.
Well, it's good to have you on our show.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, Charlie, did you see all the rioting going on over in Mexico over the weekend?
I did not. That's my first glimpse of it. I stopped watching network television a long time ago, and pretty much Fox is off the list now, too. I don't care what they say.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Well,
what are they rioting about?
Controlled. Well, right here, I was getting ready to share what was going on. So we were just talking about what was going on over in Mexico. At the same time, we had the same problem going on right here in over in California.
So they're protesting about deporting citizens as well?
Oh, yeah. So here, I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this real quick with the viewing audience.
Okay. All right. Let's see it.
Let's see. Trump takes fight. Okay. That's Trump takes flight abroad. Let's see.
I like Jonathan's set. Yeah, this is my living room.
Okay.
Yeah, it just got updated, got a fireplace and everything.
Here we go. Speaking of which, I don't have my fireplace going this morning.
What the world?
Well, flip that switch.
Dropping the ball.
So the Trump administration taking their fight against Antifa internationally as the State Department makes the unprecedented move to designate 4 Antifa-linked groups operating in Europe as foreign terrorist organizations, putting them among the likes of ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and Hezbollah. Let's bring in Ryan Morrow, a researcher in extremist groups and foreign threats. So the president's dead serious about going after Antifa.
Okay, we'll get to the one in California next. Sorry about that. But this is part of our broadcast anyways.
Great. Can't wait to see what's happening. I know you feel it's about time.
First off, what do you say to people who think the groups that the president has identified are just an idea? They're not formal groups.
Well, they are clearly groups and they are clearly an organization because these are individual entities that engage in coordinated attacks. So that involves an organization. The misconception that they prey upon is just the fact that they avoid titles and sometimes they don't call themselves Antifa, but sometimes they do, as in this case. There's one group that explicitly calls themselves Antifa. So that argument can be buried.
Antifa. So here are the groups we're looking at now. Antifa, OST, Armed Proletariat Justice, the International Revolutionary Front, and the Revolutionary Class Self-Defense. How important is getting the cooperation from the countries that we've located them in?
Oh, it'll be vital. And as tough as things may seem in the United States, take a look at Europe, because that's what's headed our way if we don't get this under control. Yeah. And one of the ways you get it under control is by severing the links from within the Antifa or any other terrorist movement from the United States to foreign countries. So
anyways, the point of sharing that, hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. Anyways, point of sharing that, a lot of people don't realize how large Antifa is and how organized they are. I mean,
Oh
these
yeah,
guys are global, and
they don't
right now,
realize.
Right.
yeah,
Most of them, all they do is they line up for a paycheck to show up at a protest.
Right.
I
but
know
again,
I've
Charlie, those
many
are the
times out here.
yeah, those are the paid protesters. I'm talking about the ones that actually train. I think we just shared that. Or I don't know if we shared that last broadcast or not, Julie. I've got footage of where they're out training on firearms, explosives, all
Hmm.
kinds of crap. This is for
You
their
mean
actual.
paramilitary stuff?
Oh,
Right.
you bet. And this
Yep.
is their foot soldiers. The ones that we see out in Portland, Oregon, and different places like that, these are the paid agitators through Antifa. These guys are the ones that are getting paid. And what they do with the money is they're actually putting the money over into their organization for weapons, for training, for everything in the book. And people don't realize that. Like George Soros, he's been funding a lot of Antifa garbage that we're seeing around the country. But
Who's paying for the
again,
website? The website alone. Who started that? Who paid for that? I mean, come
yeah, that's
on,
a
the higher
million
ups,
dollar question.
the dark shadows in the U.S. government have got to know exactly who it all is. But I
Oh
don't know if
yeah.
they're letting out enough rope for them to hang themselves now at this point. But during Biden, of course, it was all welcome because they want to
Yep.
usher in their new world order, their one world government. You can't do that as long as the United States of America is standing in the way. So now President Trump, he's reversed that course and he's hopefully getting us back on track and making it to where these clowns never have this kind of foothold again. I pray
Right.
that that's true. I pray that that's what's happening. But in the
Right.
meantime, they have a very nice, very slick, very professional website. Who are they?
Right.
Antifa, anti-fascist. Who are they? Where did they start? Where did they come from? Where did they begin? How did it spread so effectively all over the country? And like you just said, Jonathan, all over the world now too. They've got
Hmm.
Right.
their little, their little look, and they all show up these things. They know when to show up. It's very well organized.
Hey,
Right.
Charlie, what's your thoughts about these judges right now? We've been covering a lot of this. We've been exposing a lot of the corrupt judges that were just arrested around the country. That were
Yes, thank God. Not enough. Needs to be more.
yeah,
I hope
that's
that there are more. And I have my own fellow conservatives out here in California. Can I throw my own state under the bus?
go right on ahead.
We're
Yeah.
such
Well.
we're such frickin' whiners. I
Yeah.
have so many Republicans and conservatives out here, or independents, whatever you want to call. I'm a conservative, but I'm not a Republican. Okay, whatever.
Right.
Just please vote for the right person to get smart about it and put a little critical thinking into things once in a while, and actually
Mhm.
study your voter pamphlet. I don't know, just a suggestion. So they're out here whining that things aren't happening fast enough. Oh, I thought he was going to do all this. I thought all this was going to happen. How long have they been in power? How long
Right.
has the left and the deep state been in power? How ensconced are they? After 8 years of Clinton, after 8 years of Biden, after 4 years of the worst president this nation's ever seen, Obama 2.0. That was Biden.
Mhm.
But they complain
Yeah.
around here about, oh, things aren't happening fast enough. And how come they're not? And how come Epstein, and all this crap? I'm going, you dumbasses. All these
Exactly.
judges are still, you not been seeing what they've been doing to everything he's tried to do with the deportation of illegals? If nothing
Mhm.
else, have you not been following what's going on with these judges? We got to get rid of these clowns. We got to get rid of these implants,
Mhm.
these very bad implants. Get them out and
Yep.
go natural. And that's going to take a little while. That's going to
Yep.
take a little while. And I'll tell you, and one more thing while you're whining, if you're not showing up to vote next summer in the primary election in
Yep.
California with the jungle primary, we're going to get two Democrats running for governor because you clowns can't get it together and can't even be bothered to vote in the primaries. So
Mhm.
sit down, shut up, let the work be done, and actually show up to vote. And
Right.
until then, quit complaining. There I
Hey,
go. Oh,
Charlie, I've got
I
a good
agree.
example for what you're saying right there. Take
okay.
a look at what just happened out here in Arizona with Daniel Gutierrez. He's running for United States Congress. On election day out here it was a special election because Grajaba died. So Grahaba's daughter stepped into the picture who's a Democrat as well. Our party, we did not even have 20% of the people go out and vote that day down in the Phoenix area, the Tucson area.
It's amazing. It's
And Daniel
amazing to me.
Gutierrez, if our party would have showed up that day for voting, they said we would have won it hands down, because not a lot of the Democrat Party actually went out and voted for this woman. And Daniel Gutierrez would have won. But again, the Republican side sat there laxy-daisy, as usual.
Mm-hmm.
We suck at it. We don't show up for the midterms.
Yep.
We don't show up for the primaries. It's in the
Yep.
teens. It's so dismal.
Yeah.
So now we have and I'm going to call her what I think she is. Now we have a commie that's in charge of Arizona in Congress. I'm totally against that. She's all about these illegals pouring through our borders, all about funding them with medical, cash assistance, the whole 9 yards. And she's pushing it hard here in Arizona now. And, again, this is Grajava's daughter. I think is it Adeline? Something like that. But anyways, his daughter's in charge now, all because the Republican Party refused to get off their asses and get out and vote. And I just can't believe what I witnessed. And I was down there the night for his election, live reporting on this. And that's just something that was just out of this world, to find out that not even 20% of Republicans went out and voted.
I would like to blame my fellow Californians who have escaped to Arizona for all of your ills there, but I'll bring up 2 words before California started migrating to Arizona. 2 words that show me you've had problems for a while now, and that's John McCain.
Yeah.
Talk about rhino.
Yeah.
Arizona, what the heck? What's going on? I thought they were all fun-loving, America-loving, gun-toting yahoos.
So what's going on over in Arizona? Are you guys, are you at the point where you have to show ID to vote, or are people just so flipping frustrated with everything that they're like, screw it, I'm not even going to show up for anything?
Yeah. Well, see, Julie D, that's the problem. So if all, in Arizona, with showing up with your ID to vote, keep in mind, these illegals got IDs from Arizona, California,
heck yeah,
everywhere else. And if that's all they need to vote, then you know what? Then that's why we have all these illegals voting in our elections.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean,
it's even worse here with all the mail-in ballots.
Oh yeah,
it's just scandal and criminality going on every single election.
Yeah. Well, that's like people. Yeah, that's like people didn't believe me when I was reporting over a year ago that we were hiring illegals for law enforcement in L.A., in Chicago, New York. People go, "Oh, no way, no way." Well, guess what?
It's true.
Now they're showing them actually going into law enforcement agencies, detaining them. These law enforcement guys that were illegal, detaining them, removing them from authority, and deporting their asses.
Mm-hmm.
But why was this ever even allowed here in the United States?
In the first place,
exactly. Right.
Hey, Charlie, you want to tell the viewing audience the name of your show that you do as well?
See this mug right here? About politics and religion.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
The 2 things you're never supposed to talk about. That's what I talk about. That's why I call the show "Do Not Talk."
I love it.
Do not talk.
Love it.
You can get this mug at charliesimons.com, by the way. What a great Christmas gift. 15-ounce mug. I got big hands, and look at that. I can hold this handle all for little big mugs. I cannot lie. The Mother Brothers can't deny.
Good one.
Hey, Charlie, are you going to the Turning Point event here in December?
I wish it's sold out, but then somebody told me, Charlie, you can apply for the media thing. They'll let you in if you're, if you apply. And I'm like, oh shoot, I haven't followed through. I suck. I want to go.
All right, well, you better media pass.
Yeah, I think it's December.
Going,
yeah, I'm planning on it.
It's December what now?
I think it's December 18th through the 21st.
21st. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, God. I flew all the way to Chicago. I maxed myself out on credit cards to do this for his People's Convention that he did.
Right.
Charlie Kirk. When I say he, that's who I'm talking
Mm.
about. Turning Point.
Mm-hmm.
And I met Mike Cook, as a matter of fact, because it was in Detroit, Michigan, and Mike lives in Missouri, so it's not that far, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
I'll have to
flew
look
out
him up.
there. He drove in, and I was floored at how awesome it was. 3 days, 3 days, one guest speaker after another. It was incredible. Rallies, music, dining, dancing, merrymaking, and they turned that whole convention center in Detroit into Turning Point USA. Everywhere
Nice.
you looked, there wasn't a portion of wall that wasn't covered in something about Turning Point or Charlie Kirk or God. It was God. A lot of scripture everywhere. Oh my
Good.
goodness, it was such a
Good.
cool time. So I would love to go to this America Fest. It's actually in Phoenix proper.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
going to be right there in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'll send
Charlie,
you information. Go ahead,
go
Julie.
ahead. Go ahead. You're
I'll,
going to
I'll
send an
send you.
information.
I'll send you the information on it, Charlie, and
Okay, thank you.
you can contact me later on it, and we can talk about it.
All right, buddy. Can I sleep on that couch there that you're sitting on?
Oh, absolutely. I've got.
Hey,
I think
can I
Richard.
bring my dog?
Yes, you can. And I've got Richard Gage, 9/11. I believe he's going to be here as well. He's the one
You
that's.
shut up. Shut up. Are you serious? Richard Gage is
Yep.
going to be there?
Yep.
That was
So,
one of the most impactful shows I've ever done was with him. He opened my
Mhm.
eyes in ways. I mean, he ruined my world in many ways because I was
Right.
like, I'm so happy over here believing that my own U.S. government has my best interest at heart.
Right.
yeah.
Wink, wink.
I
Exactly.
mean, I'm not kidding. He stunned
Yeah.
me with his
Same.
evidence and his videos and the photos and
Mm-hmm.
dang,
Yep.
woke me up. But
Yeah.
that's good. Is he staying there with you too, John?
I believe he's getting a hotel down there.
Okay, good. All right.
Yep.
I hope he checked out the specs on it first.
I hope so.
Yeah, right.
In an architect and all that.
Yeah, right. I think I'd be taking my own hotel with me somehow.
Exactly.
Well, Charlie, since you've been to a Turning Point event, was that your first? Oh, you've been to 3. Okay, so what do you think of Turning Point and how whose hands it's in and how it's going to move forward? Any insights there?
Well, after seeing it, did you see the video? Speaking of video, did you see what happened in Berkeley just a few nights ago?
Yeah.
Turning
Yes,
Point
Jonathan
USA
and
was
I
there with
shared that
Rob
last
Schneider, the
week.
comedian.
Yep.
Yeah. How about their vendor getting attacked?
I think
like
that
he
gives you an
did?
indication.
Yeah. I mean, that guy
Horrible,
was just.
horrible. I don't know why
Yeah.
he would expect anything different, though. I don't know why he would expect anything different. You're not showing up with your own flotilla of, some concealed carry folks with you. I wouldn't want to be wearing that hat and trying to sell that stuff. And I got a lot of guts. I went to Davis, UC Davis, which is a lefty communist college out here. That's the first time I saw Charlie Kirk speak, where they literally couldn't let us leave because they were crashing in the doors. They were breaking the glass on the doors to get into us. What were they going to do when they got in?
Right.
They were going to lose. They were going to lose badly.
Right.
Because we were ready just to kick some out of these people.
Yeah, give me a reason.
Yeah, don't keep us in here. Let us out there.
Exactly.
They didn't. They wouldn't. And I also went to San Francisco State University, San Francisco, as I call it. I saw him speak there. A lot less violence, a lot better control, but that's because the San Francisco Police Department actually showed up and did their job. Not just Charlie's. I spotted snipers on roofs and in windows. That was in San Francisco.
Yeah,
But,
I was watching the ones out in Berkeley, and they're just standing around watching it happen.
Exactly. That's what they do because they're on board. They're a bunch of the law enforcement in those kind of cities. Forget it. Forget it. There's a reason why Oakland and Berkeley are one of the worst places some of the worst places to live in the world now. At this point, they've just turned it into a cesspool, and people from the Bay Area are moving to my area in Northern California, paying cash after selling their little hovel for $1.5 million, and paying cash for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 over the asking price, and pricing us right out of our own being able to buy a home. in our area. So the cancer has spread, basically. I'm ready to get out. I've been ready to get out for a while now.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you know that writing I was talking about in California? I was looking right here to share it, and they've got the video removed.
Good.
They've
I
already
mean, actually,
scrubbed it.
they
Yep.
removed the video.
Period.
Wow.
YouTube removed it.
Wow.
I hate
So,
that they do that. I hate that. That's
yeah, I
Google,
mean,
though. Remember, YouTube's
yeah,
owned by Google, and
I
Google
mean,
lies.
this is one of the things we keep talking about. How Facebook, YouTube, a lot of these mainstream medias out there do not want the truth getting out to the American people. What's really happening? So what they're doing is they're either blocking the videos, removing them. Facebook just removed off of my Facebook page like 10 different videos I've had on there forever regarding what's going on. And they just got done removing them, sent me a warning that they could permanently suspend me if I continued sharing content like this.
Dude,
And
they did.
Whoa.
They did.
Oh,
4 months
oh
ago, they
yeah,
deleted every single one of my pages. I've been banned from the platform. I can't even start another page
yeah,
because
Wow.
as long as I have the same computer and the same phone, they use the IRL to identify you. I could even start it with my name, Charlie Simons. I could start up another page, but they won't even let me do that. And
So if
they've
you're
given me
listening,
no response. All of my correspondence to them that I went wherever I was able to find an email address. There's been no answer. I'm like, what? What did I do? What was the community standard? It's
Right.
not you didn't talk to my community because they love
Right.
whatever I was saying.
yeah. Well, you know, being a news media company, we're allowed to broadcast this. And if Facebook continues their crap, so if you're watching Mr. Zuckerberg this morning, just understand my attorney is going to come after you if you want to shut my account down for getting the real news out to America.
Man,
We're allowed to do that as a media company.
throw me in the
And
mix. Let's do one of those. What do they call that? Where everybody gets together and sues.
yep,
Do that.
because
Class
right now,
Class action. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
but you know, nothing like waking up to seeing that kind of a warning, and they've got a whole list of videos, Charlie, a mile long of what they wanted me to respond to, where this content comes from, how did I obtain this content. It's like none of your business, Facebook.
Which is really curious because they sure don't require the mainstream media to cite all of their sources. You know, it was Obama that came out and said that the prostitutes can say anything that they want at any time, and they don't have to prove
Prostitutes. I
anything.
love that.
Yes.
That's good. That's a good one. I'm going to steal that. I'll give you
Please
credit.
do. Please do,
Okay, I
because
will.
that's what they are. They make this stuff up, you know, and I'm like, sorry, but we as citizen journalists, we've got more integrity and more resources and truth that we can cite than the crazy news media that get their talking points at 4 a.m. Right. So this is why all of our friends sound the same. They'll tell you every day, oh, I don't watch the news. Oh, I don't listen to the news. Oh, I don't. Really? Then why is it that you sound exactly like the 4 stations that are on at 7:02 a.m.? You have the same verbiage. Ba, 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 ba. It's crazy.
Yeah, boy, that's the truth.
Crazy.
Yeah, Berkeley is basically a lost cause, but there is a way that the best way I've ever seen of fighting back against media lies, and that is through the law, because 99% of every Democrat seems to be an attorney. That's the only thing they respond to. So I've never in my life seen or heard of, maybe it has, but I've never seen it, where a president will sue these news sources and win. And President Trump has been winning. And you heard what the BBC just did recently with doctoring up his speech before January 6th or on January 6th.
Yep.
Doctoring up his speech, leaving out the patriotically and peacefully. They cut that part out.
Yep.
You know what? Have you heard what they're being sued by him, by President Trump? Have you heard for the amount?
Good.
The
That
amount?
was like millions, like 50 million or something, or
$1 billion.
oh, nice. Nice.
Well, you know what? Go ahead, Julie.
$1 billion.
Well, you know what, guys? That's just like I was covering over the weekend. I broadcasted it on YouTube and Facebook both. about the amount of law enforcement officers we've lost in the last month. And if you
Mm.
go on my Facebook page, under for my audience that's listening that's not on Facebook, you can go under Jonathan Townsend Alexander on Facebook. Jonathan is spelled Johnathon. But anyways, I listed like 20 different law enforcement officers that's fallen in the line of duty here in the last 30 days. Facebook removed 10 of them and gave me warnings.
Really?
And it's like, why are you giving me warnings for sharing with the
What?
American people the amount of law enforcement officers we've lost in the last 30 days?
Oh, bullshit.
You know,
That's
and
ridiculous.
and there's still more I haven't even broadcasted out there yet. So what did I do? I turned around and went right back on there, and I broadcasted a bunch more out there,
Good.
getting it to the American people.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm serious. If they want to try to shut my page down, I'm just going to go after them next.
Right.
Well, the whole thing with Mark Zuckerberg and all the other, clowns who run social media showing up at President Trump's inauguration and acting like, oh, they're going to be kinder and gentler towards conservatives. What a lie. What a freaking
Yeah.
lie. You're ever getting rid
what
of
a
all of
crock
our
of shit.
fact checkers. Oh, by the way, we're replacing the fact checkers with AI. It does it a lot more cheaply. How many of the 1,500 firings after Trump was elected just with Meta, Facebook?
Yeah.
But they're still doing the same. They haven't changed. They're still scorpions. You know, the frog giving the scorpion a ride across the river, and the scorpion stings it, and he goes, "Now we're both gonna die. Why'd you sting me for? I'm a scorpion." That's what the press is. That's what the media is. That's what, especially social media. I mean, these are perilous times right now for getting any kind of truth and facts out there. So thank God for Rumble, which is where you'll find me. Rumble.com/do-not-talk. Please come on over and join me.
Yeah, we're broadcasting live right now on Rumble as well.
Good.
But here's I just started the Rumble channel. I think it was day before yesterday. We got it up and running. But either way, it's just the point of what's going on. I mean, you look at your Facebook, even YouTube. You got to watch out what you say on either one.
Oh, yeah.
Or they'll send you notifications that they're going to either shut you down or suspend your account. It's ridiculous how bad it's gotten. So one of the things, you might want to take this information out there, Charlie, for yourself and other people out there trying to broadcast news. I want you to go over to yournews.com. Check it out. This is for citizen journalists.
Yep, I'm on there.
I was a part of these guys right from the get-go.
Yeah, Sam Anthony, man. He's one of my heroes.
Yep. And you guys broadcast it out there. Sam will never censor you. If you got stuff you want to share it over to yournewsarizona.com. And you can go into the contact us link, share it with us. We'll make sure it gets over to your news as well. Because Sam will never censor you. I will never censor you. If you guys want to broadcast on my website, let me know. We'll get it broadcasted out there on my website, as well as yournews.com. So I'm yournewsarizona.com, and Sam Anthony is yournews.com. So don't get us confused, but we work together.
We've got to get conservatives going over to these places though, because they're still thinking they're getting all the right information from YouTube. But those of us who are still on YouTube, and I don't know how I am, but I still am, even though I've had many shows deleted and a lot of warnings. But I don't put my eggs in that basket. I made the mistake of putting all my eggs in the Facebook basket, thinking, well, everybody's there anyways. Yeah. So I had 40,000 people. Suddenly, boom, I'm gone out of the line.
Yeah.
And it was it hurt. It hurt actually a lot because that was the only way I had to let people know I got a new show out. Was through Facebook. Now I don't have that platform anymore. So I'm trying to build. I'm exploring twitch.tv. I'm on there now. I want to get on Brighteon.
Right.
I really think that Brighteon's a great platform. I got to get on that. Substack is a great one too. A lot of folks are over there now, but everybody who's still on YouTube, they have to censor their own content so much. They have to bleep out if anybody says the word suicide. If anybody says the word or if you talk about homosexuality being a sin, You have to bleep that out. And even in the transcript down below, you have to bleep that out. You can't use certain words that are little buzzwords for YouTube to.
Or the capital C word, that we all use to just broadcast out there.
Oh yeah,
What I mean by C word. But if
COVID.
you say the whole, there you go. But either way, we
See, I don't
we
let
get
them
penalized for
dictate
it.
the English language for me. And if they want to take me off their platform, fine. I'll find some others because I've been saying a while. We need to start building up our own community
Yeah,
because the left is dominating the media, and I don't see that changing.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, Charlie, I truly believe your news.com and ourselves and people like you are going to take over the media. I think because people are no longer relying on Fox News. That they've turned so liberal. ABC News, NBC News, CBS, they're all the same, And kind of like you said, Julie, you'd hear if you flip over to ABC, they're saying one thing about a report. Another news broadcaster on the next channel, which is liberal, are saying exactly identical. I mean, it is a chain reaction through all those news reporters. They all
Yep.
say the same exact line. And it's like,
Yep.
what the hell? None of you can be authentic and come up with your own stories.
No, they don't get paid to use their brain, what brain they may
Yeah.
or may not have. Again, they're prostitutes. They
Well,
get paid to report, period.
it kind of reminds me of going to a No Kings protest and listening to those guys trying to explain themselves.
Why they're
Every
there.
one of them, every one of them will tell you the same exact thing.
Right.
They're all rehearsed.
Right. They're all rehearsed with one line answers, and they can't answer beyond that because they haven't been given the talking points, right? They're told
Yeah.
don't speak to anybody. At those protests, it was a joke. It's like here's the two people that showed up at the No Kings protest. They went and picked everybody up with blue hair from the Senior Citizen Center for an outing, and they had to be back by 3 p.m. or they shipped them in and they got paid because the folks found where they can go on and get paid a couple $100s a day. So they shipped them in, right? They weren't even locals. So sorry, guys, but your No Kings just didn't work. Not to mention, think about it. If it were a true king, do you think the king would even allow that shit to happen? No.
Right? Good point.
Yeah. Very good point. What did you guys think about that judge releasing over 600 illegals in Chicago?
I think that is illegal. What that judge did is completely illegal. I
But
don't. But that's why I'm saying nothing's going to change until we get rid of these really bad presidential appointed judges.
I would like, yes. And I would like to see maybe that's something that we, the citizen journalists, need to do, show an actual, okay, this is on the daily. Here's who we kicked out today, and list all of the crimes that they have done to the victims, show the victims as well, right? Because people were thinking, oh, it's just some nice dad in Chicago. No bullshit. This guy's beat the crap out of his wife and the 3 neighborhood kids across the street. I mean, this is ridiculous. So I think maybe we should report more what trash is being sent home, right? And
if you can find that information, though, where do you find that?
Well, yeah, exactly. Good question. Maybe we have to go to all of the cities need to show us, or the ICE departments, maybe here's who we picked up today. Maybe that's something Miss Nome could take a look at doing, here's who we kicked out today and here's why.
Yeah. Well, here's another prime example of what's going on. Here we got Donald Trump trying to work with Ukraine, trying to work with China. China just got done stabbing us again. The Ukrainians right now are taking in the cartel to train them on how to use drones against America. I mean,
that's crazy.
Our president needs to understand that these people are not our friends. I love Donald Trump, But some of the stuff he's done, I can tell you right now, I'm just like, Urgh! It's like, why are you working with the Ukrainians? And I'm just going to say it. Why are you working with the Ukrainians when they're sitting there training the cartel how to use these drones? And the cartel's flat out saying they want the training so that they can come back and use it against our ICE agents, our Homeland Security, our
Oh,
Border
sure.
Patrol agents.
No,
You
sure.
know, we need to cut Ukraine off. Totally just say, we're done with you. You know?
Right.
Same thing with China. We need to shut China down. This part where Trump said last week where, you know, the Chinese are more intelligent than the American people. That's why he wants them in our colleges, because these are the people that are going to help better America, was almost a slam to the American people. And I'm just, you know, and again, I love Donald Trump. I'm not out to beat him up, but there's just things that he does that I totally disagree with. You know,
Right.
the way he comes across to the American people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like if you don't agree with Trump all the time, he's going to go after you. And you know, well, they're going to have to go after me because there's things I disagree with, like Ukraine, China. We should have been done with these guys all along because they
Mm-hmm.
just keep coming back with more and more to try to hurt America. I mean, look at how many Chinese spies come just into our schooling systems and use college as a disguise. They,
Absolutely.
Homeland Security knows it.
Right.
So why the hell would you promote having Chinese people coming into our colleges right now?
I have to hope that my president has a little more intel than we do, and maybe there's a plan and a reason behind it all. Because
Yeah.
I have to believe that. Because listen, no matter what President Trump does, you might be upset with. It's far better than anything that President Kamala Harris would have.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
100%.
for sure.
100%.
We would have
Absolutely.
been right back on track for the collapse of the United States of America and ushering in their little Star Trek utopia, their little world
Mm-hmm.
government, which we've
But
got the whole world fighting against us at this point. So
Right.
I don't know
I think
why
my point.
President Trump is choosing the Chinese,
Yeah.
600,000 of them, right, to come in, and these H-1B visas, I think are terrible. I don't believe that we can't find Americans to do these jobs. I'll never
Oh yeah.
forget the time that I was in Canada. I liked it there. I was there for 6 months, but then my visitor's visa was expiring or pass. And so I had to leave. Otherwise, I would have been there illegally, and I wasn't going to break
Mm-hmm.
their laws because I had respect for them. But I loved it there.
Right.
But their response to me was, I had 2 great job offers there. And the Canadian government said, these Canadians can do these jobs. We're not going to allow you to stay here to do jobs that Canadians can do. I'm like, I
Right.
can respect that. That
Right.
makes sense. Now, of
Right.
course, Canada is now sits down into some kind of social quagmire. But
Right.
Yeah.
but at the time, it had a conservative prime minister or leader, and I respect that, and that's how it is. If I were to go into any other country that Biden opened up the borders to, if I were any of
Mm-hmm.
those people who are coming over illegally, if I would have gone into their country and tried to do the same thing, what would have happened to me?
Yeah.
But yet we're supposed to just
Here.
roll right over and go, okay, yeah, come on in. There's no borders
Right.
here. What are you, out of your mind? Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
you know,
think
Charlie.
President Trump, and
Yeah.
I support him. I'm going to still stand behind
Yeah.
him. And if you think that's I'm
Yeah.
blinded to what he's
Yeah.
actually doing. Okay, fine. All I know is I'm going to give him a chance. It's only been at it
Oh,
for
I
what?
100% agree with you. I'm not turning my back on Trump, but right now I'm seeing so many patriot groups out there turning their back on Trump. The
So do
point
I.
is, yeah, the point is we all can agree to disagree. We don't have to agree with everything that Trump does. And
Right.
and my point to bringing this out again this morning is it's like every time we got everybody coming aboard, getting back on the train with Trump, he comes off with something else. And it's like, why are you doing this to divide people? Because you know it's happening. And I'm like you, Charlie. I pray to God there's really a plan behind this that we're not seeing yet. And I'm hoping it's going to come out. Because again, there for the last couple of months, people were bashing Trump, bashing him. Then all of a sudden people started getting back on board with him. And then he comes out with this about China, and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing and why? And And again, I pray to God there really is a good reason why he's doing this that none of us seem to know yet.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
me too.
but again, it's like why every time we've got our people back together. But then that's my question to the American patriots out there. Why are we so easily divided amongst ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we not being like the Democrats, sticking together? Because this
Right.
is why the Democrats keep beating the crap out of us, hands down. When you think about it, because they stick together like flies on shit. And I'm just going to say it this morning.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're
Um,
right.
and that's the
Yeah.
way they stick together. Us
Right.
Republicans, we all of a sudden get in a pissing match, or we think one's more right than the other. Like right now, I'm sure some people are pulling their hair out over my talking like this morning, but it's true. You look at the American people, patriots, we constantly get in these bickering matches, fighting matches over things that should not even be there. We all can agree to disagree, and let's keep focusing on the main issues that need to be addressed in this country and how to make this a better country to be in. That's where we need
Exactly.
to be.
And yeah, and put some action behind the lip work. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the other thing,
Like by
right?
actually voting, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Take some action, for crying out loud. It's
Exactly.
ridiculous. You can talk all day, but that doesn't solve a bloody thing.
Right.
Let's get out there. So, yeah.
Julie, that kind of reminds me of when I'm down on the border reporting. I'll get people on Facebook jump right into it as we're doing a live feed on what's really happening on the borders. And they're sitting there going, why aren't you guys stopping them? You guys need to do this to them. You need to do that. And it's like, wait a second. Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, 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 no,
First of
no,
all,
no. No.
yeah, you're nothing but a keyboard warrior. I don't see you
Right.
here with me and my team down here on the border reporting this live coverage.
And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
You
they'd
don't,
let you do your show from prison, which is where
and
you'd
I
wind up if you actually tried to
exactly,
stop them.
Exactly.
exactly, Charlie. You're 100% right.
Yep.
And furthermore, it's like if you guys really care that much, instead of just expressing and yelling out there to do something, how about getting involved and making a difference? How about getting off your own asses, get out there and vote? Because I know so many of them say they gave up on voting. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what the hell? What do you mean you gave up on voting? Well, the elections are rigged. It's like, so in other words, you're just going to throw in
And
the white towel, surrender to the enemy, and let them conquer us, right? That's what
right,
you're telling me?
right.
I mean, that's the kind of crap that I am just so fed up with anymore, because we the people need to all stand together and work together. And until we do
Jonathan
that,
Townsend
this country is in
Alexander.
trouble.
Jonathan Townsend Alexander is a brave man. When I first started doing my podcasting, when I became a part of the alternative media, thank you, Lord. I got out of the regular media that I've been in all my life. One of my very first guests was Jonathan, and
Great.
I showed some of his stuff on the border, and this guy was a fearless warrior, man. He was right there in
Yes.
the middle of it. But if no matter what you think about President Trump now and the things he does, and you go, hey, what's that all about? I will always forever be grateful for him putting Jonathan Townsend Alexander out of a job.
Yes.
I will always
Well,
be.
you know what?
I
Good.
love you,
Charlie.
buddy.
Well
I
put,
love you, buddy.
Charlie.
But I'm
Yeah.
glad there's nothing to report on the border now.
Well,
Not as
Charlie,
much.
He's
Charlie,
closed it.
I sure wish that was true, because I'll tell you
Mm.
what, we're getting ready to take a group of senators down to the Tucson sector. If you want to be a part of it, I'll
Yeah,
take
you
you
should come
with
over
us.
for that.
So what's happening right now is they got the No More Death Camp, human trafficking camp right there in Arivaca, Arizona, which is the Tucson sector. They got the cartel coming right heavily through the tribal land right there. Homeland Security knows about it. Tom Homan knows about it. And I've asked everybody to reach out to Homeland Security, put pressure on Tom Homan. We need this human trafficking camp shut down that's on American soil. I've talked with Sheriff Mark Lamb, who's going to be on my show soon,
Mhm.
because Mark Lamb is quite aware of it. I've known Mark for a long time. And even Mark's putting pressure on him, trying to get him to do something about it. Because right now, we are aiding and abetting the cartel right there at this No More Death Camp in Arivaca, Arizona. And
Mm.
it's happening every day. The amount of illegals that are bringing fentanyl through, all kinds of different drugs through, still to this day is happening down there in the Tucson sector. The same thing is happening in the Yuma sector. You get down there to the tribal land right there. The tribal land is not allowing Trump's border wall to be in place. They're bought and paid for by the cartel. I've talked to a lot of the tribal people, but the tribal council is the one that's intervening on this, telling the tribe, we're not putting a border wall here. It's not happening. And this is where the cartel and these illegals are still pouring through, is on the tribal land, and the tribal land does not want to give our federal government access. So this is the problem that we're having right now. So I wish this border, I wish this border crisis was over, but it's not.
Yeah.
I just got done covering Charlie. I think it's about almost a month ago. I was down in the Yuma sector, patrolling the road right there, doing live coverage, showing the American people, because they kept telling the American people how we've got our border roads flooded with the military. And I thought, oh, really? Well, they weren't there the last 6 times I've been down there. So I decided that, well, I'm going to make another trip down, and we're going to get this out to the American people. So here's Jonathan Alexander down in Yuma, Arizona, driving the border road right there. I drove over 100 miles, Charlie. Kid you not, 100 miles. Came across one Border Patrol agent. That was it. And it happened to be a Border Patrol agent I knew. And the live broadcast is on my Facebook. I posted it. And I questioned Border Patrol. I said, "Where's our?"
To watch it, but they don't let me on.
I'm questioning them. I'm going, "Where's our military at, guys?" Oh, they're here. You just can't see them. Well, they're telling the American people that you couldn't even patrol that, go down the border road, because American citizens are not allowed to be on that road because of the military presence being there instead right now. No military personnel at all. So we exposed it. And I'm just like, why are you telling the American people and showing video footage supposedly of the military being right there, but yet there's no military there? Talk about AI or what?
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what else to
What
think.
video are we really seeing? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I want to know too if where the wall that President Trump put up, where it crosses tribal land, does the tribal land go down into Mexico as well? Because Mexico doesn't recognize that. They don't recognize our Native American tribal lands. Unless they want to, unless it benefits them somehow. But why can't we just say, you know what? We're going to redo this treaty. Here's your new reservation lands. Here's your new border, and it ends about 5 feet away from where we're putting in the wall.
Right.
So
right.
Well, you know what I said, Charlie? I think they ought to put up the wall right there, put some gigantic gates on that wall, give the Mexican PD the key to it, and say, you can only open this when you're allowing people to come on through. Other than that, border's closed, folks.
I know. How come? Why are we letting them get away with this? Is my question.
Yeah, exactly. My question.
I'm part Cherokee. I can tell you stories about reservations and so on. My grandfather was born in the Cherokee Nation in Oklahoma. I know that the federal government, they call it a sovereign land, but the federal government still has ultimate control over that. Why are we letting them get away with this? My question.
Well, when you talk to the Yuma sector Border Patrol agents and the Tucson sector, they're going to tell you that we do not have control over that. That's tribal land, and the tribal land has their own council, the whole 9 yards. It's kind of like a president. They have their own council leadership, like a president.
Oh, I know.
Who can make up the laws as they go, and that's one of the laws they have in place. And I've actually interviewed several of the tribal people, Charlie, and the tribal people are just fed up with their own tribal council. They've said we've had it, because here you got the tribal people having their children raped by the cartel coming through, and they have. They've said it right in the interviews. They're tired of their own people dying from the fentanyl the cartel's bringing through, because they're getting people on the tribal land hooked on fentanyl as well. And to answer your question, though, yeah, right down in the Yuma sector, there's the tribal land. Right on the other side is Mexico right there. So of course they've got to cross right through the tribal land to come right on into on American government owned land as well. But they got to cross through the tribal land first. And this is what it's all about, buddy. It's all about this, the money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
All you got to do is follow the money trail,
Yep.
and you'll see why the tribal council is allowing it, because they're
Yep.
paid millions and millions each year for
Yeah.
allowing the cartel
It
to
doesn't
traffic
surprise
their
me at all.
yards.
Yeah, that would not surprise me one bit.
And
But
this
I'm
is
just
where
wondering why we
this
can't
is
say no. That's enough of that, and no, you're not going to keep us from building this wall.
Yeah.
Well,
And
and
again,
maybe we're the ones to bring it to attention and make them aware. And maybe Mr. T doesn't know what he doesn't know, right?
I can't
Sometimes
believe that
it's
you
just
wouldn't know that.
us.
If you're not aware of it.
Yeah, I
I
know,
hope
but
they're working on some kind of solution for it, because that's
yeah,
insane. I had no idea that was going on.
yeah, I was
well, my
surprised.
point is, instead of Donald Trump trying to work with Ukraine, I'd be Donald Trump trying to work with the tribal lands and get the people to put a stop to this shit. Because right
Yeah.
now, we don't got to worry about Ukraine and all these other wars. We got a war right here on our own soil that's coming through
Oh,
our
for sure.
borders constantly.
Yep.
And that's working directly with the Chinese government called the
You know about their
cartel.
16-year plan, right? That was kind of an
Yeah.
Obama plan
Mhm.
thing. 16-year
Yeah.
plan. Well, part of it is ushering in World War III. Especially if they can make it a nuclear conflict. No, because depopulation is a big part of their plan,
Yeah,
and no
100%.
better way to take out huge swaths of people than through a nuclear conflict. They want World War III. So
Mhm.
President Trump, I think a lot of what he's doing on a worldwide scale is to try and keep that from happening. So I appreciate that. But you're right. There's got to be an answer to this. I had no idea that was going on in Arizona, in Yuma,
Mhm.
Tucson area. You said.
Yep.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
we've got a group going down with me here in a couple of weeks, Charlie. If you'd like to be a part of this, I'll call you in advance and let you know the exact dates. And we're taking a group of congressmen and senators, and I'm inviting both Republicans and Democrats down to see the real crisis that we have. And again, like usual, we're going to take it right in the heart of cartel land, right on U.S. soil, just because I want it being exposed to the American people.
How
And
do
the
you
only
get a
thing I can
signal out? Are you using Starlink?
That's what we use down there.
Because I'll tell you
Yes.
that I experienced that firsthand when I was part of the Take Our Border Back, and I went from California and I convoyed over to Arizona, and every time I tried to go live on anything, all of a sudden my signal would just go away. I
Mm.
experienced what they're doing with shutting down media. And
Yeah,
then
Yep.
my
they
brother
were.
Josh Fulfer over there at Oreo Express, I'm watching him while I'm in a hotel using their Wi-Fi because I couldn't get my show out earlier. I tried to just record something and upload it that night. And I'm
Yeah,
watching Oreo Express, and he's live. He's right there on the border, buddy.
yeah.
And he's
That's how
showing
he's
me.
got to be doing it. Is
You
Starlink.
gotta do Starlink. Yep.
That's
Yeah,
what
Yep.
I asked him. I called him. I go, "How are you getting this signal? I couldn't even get out." And he goes, "Starlink. I got my own setup. Thank
yeah.
God for
There you go.
Elon Musk."
Yep. Well, I
Well, you
was
got to
on
keep
the
them.
section. I was on the section down in Texas on the Take Our Border Back. So we were on different parts of that at the same time there, Charlie.
Good, good, good.
Yep.
That was extraordinary, just getting the word out, if nothing
It really
else.
was. And it was amazing to come through these small towns. And as we got closer and closer to the border, more and more people had heard about it. And they're on the side of the road with their flags, waving us
Yeah,
through.
I saw
And
that.
then I just had tears of joy, just so amazed that
It
so
was.
much support we had. People wanted to know what the heck was going on and were very supportive of us being there. So
Amen.
it was a
Hey
very
guys,
good experience.
I know we got 11 o'clock, but I want to just get this out there to the American people. I'm asking all you guys to get involved. Let's get a petition going. First of all, the petition I want to see going is for these judges to be held accountable for what they're doing, working with the cartels, different things. You know, you guys can all get out there here. I'm going to share this with you guys. We all need to get something going. Let's get a petition going. And I want this to go over to whitehouse.gov. Click on the contact us link. There you go. Let's see if we can do that.
There you go.
But I want to get everybody involved on this. Because right now we need to start holding these judges accountable. The people that want to work with the Antifa and that need to be, we need to really start putting pressure. I know Donald Trump declared them as terrorists. Well, here these guys are going over for training and all kinds of stuff as well, all over the country and all over the world. Here you got the cartel also working directly with Ukraine. Let's put pressure. Let Donald Trump know our feelings on this matter. If you guys are okay with the Ukrainians training the cartel so that they can come back and use it against our border patrol agents and Homeland Security, then keep your mouth shut. But if you guys are totally about getting this shut down and putting an end to it, reach out to whitehouse.gov. We need to get this out there.
Who do you think reads those things, and do they disseminate the information up the chain? Does President Trump ever actually read any of these? Do you think?
Honestly, Charlie, I think if you got a couple million Americans speaking out and just flooding whitehouse.gov with the same subject, I think President Trump ain't going to have a choice but to look at it. Because they're going to say, hey, because somebody's going to bring it to Trump's attention, saying, hey, we've got all the American people throwing a fit about this. We need to crack down on this. Mm-hmm. And again, when you got the Ukrainians, the people that we've been helping, and when you got them sitting there working directly with the cartel, as the cartel is broadcasting that they're going to use their training on how to operate these drones against our military, our Homeland Security and Border Patrol, including our law enforcement. I just got done posting the amount of law enforcement deaths we've had right here in America within the last 30 days, and which is a lot. This is a record-setting year for the amount of deaths in our law enforcement. And can you imagine with the cartel getting this kind of training from the Ukrainians, how much more we're going to be seeing law enforcement, Homeland Security, and our Border Patrol agents dying because they're being trained to dispose us, to get rid of us?
Yeah, that's scary. That's very scary.
Again, I have a problem with this. Mm-hmm. And our president needs to cut. Our president needs to cut Ukraine off. That's my personal opinion on it, whether the rest of America agrees with me or not. When you have somebody that you're helping sitting there helping another country with training to kill us, I've got an issue with this. Mm-hmm. I think the rest of the American people ought to have an issue as well.
Right.
So if you guys have any questions about what I'm saying, go to my Facebook. We've been putting posts out there on it. YouTube, we're putting posts in Rumble. Get this out to the American people. Let's put some pressure on the White House saying, hey, we've got to be protecting our people here at home.
Absolutely.
Let's quit protecting a country that is assisting another country in destroying us. That's not acceptable, folks. At least not in my eyes.
Yep.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you for
bringing this to all of our attention.
Yeah. And again, people don't have to agree with me. You know what? But I'm all about getting the truth out to America. And whether people want to love me or hate me, the truth is the truth. Research what I tell you. I invite you to research it. I invite you guys to call into my show anytime you guys want to call in. We always have today with all three of us on, you'll see it scrolling there. I believe my number is area code 928-385-4738. Anytime you guys want to call into the studio, just call on in, voice your opinions. You're welcome to call in anytime. And I invite people to prove me wrong on things that I'm broadcasting. If you can prove me wrong, and I can 100% see that I'm in the wrong, I'll make a public apology. But the stuff that I do, I investigate it. I'm also a private investigator with Stewart & Associates out of Idaho. So we don't just talk the news, we investigate it to make sure what we are broadcasting is 100% accurate to the best of our knowledge. And that's what I call real news. And just like when we're reporting on the border, we broadcast that live so that the world can see it as we see it. I don't want people coming back going, "Oh, you're like all the other news companies that like to slice and dice your videos to make it look like something it's not." When you're
No,
live streaming, you can't say that about my reporting.
that's right.
If I'm getting shot at, the world sees I'm getting shot at.
That's
You know,
right.
Uh, if we're walking into the cartel camp, which we do, the world's seeing we're walking into the cartel camp. That's what I call real news, folks. That's the
Mhm.
only news to have.
Yep,
Amen. Amen. And
I
support people
agree.
like him. Support people like him. Support people like us. Support the alternative media. If you can
Mhm.
financially help, we all have ways to do that through our websites or whatever.
Yep,
You don't understand how much that helps because we're paying for this to get this out. We're paying out of pocket. It costs us to
that's
own
right. Yes, we
Well,
platform.
are.
Charlie, while you're saying that, we've been doing all this stuff on our own dime for the last several years.
I know you
Mhm.
have.
All this stuff we do. Anybody ever wants to make a donation to our site, you can go on to. Let me find the donate link right here. I'm going to put it up in the right hand corner. Hopefully, here, or left hand corner of the screen.
There you go. It
you
blocks
guys
your
can
face. Perfect.
you guys can scan the URL right there. If you want to make a contribution to Your News Arizona, again, we do this all on our own dime. We're out there reporting this to you guys, trying to bring the truth to you, especially when we're out on the borders and everywhere else. Um, again, this is 100% funded on our own dime. But for
Mhm.
me, it's not about the money, folks. This is about God, family, and country. That's where it's at for me. And
Amen.
Same.
if I can help make a difference in this country and getting the truth out to you folks, that's what it's all about for me. Um,
Yep.
it's not about popularity or anything else. This is about what you guys know what's happening around the world and around our country, especially
Mhm.
when matters like what's going on with the cartels and stuff does affect all the American people as well because it's right here on our soil. So, Charlie, love to be on your show soon. Love what you're doing out there. Love that
Thanks.
you're getting the news out to the American people as well, brother.
Absolutely. And Julie, it was a pleasure meeting you. I look
You
forward
as well. Thank you
to
so
work with
much.
you.
Yes,
Happy
thank you.
Thanksgiving. Yes. Same to
Happy
you.
Yep.
Thanksgiving. Happy 17th day today. I see you've got Rev 17 today on your
Right.
hat.
You know what that stands
Nice.
for. You know what that stands for then.
No, they inform us.
Revelation chapter 17.
17.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Read it. Read that
Got it.
chapter. It doesn't take you that long to read it, but it spells out everything of what's coming.
Yep.
Excellent.
So
Good.
get ready and get with the Lord. Get with the
Yeah.
Lord.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Charlie, I'll keep you informed on our border trip coming up. Love to have you come on down and broadcast. You can log into the Starlink, whatever,
Good.
and you can
There you go.
broadcast live as well to your
Good.
audience. Let's get
All
this
right.
out there
Right on,
to
man.
America, and let's get the truth out to people. What's really happening? Um,
Amen. May
but
God
don't
bless
get me
you.
wrong. I want to just say this real quick, and then I'm going to let you all go. I'm not saying that Donald Trump hasn't done a good job at securing our borders. He's done an amazing job. But
Hmm.
when it comes to the tribal lands, that's where our issues are at right now.
Right.
And
Still
this
some
is why,
cleanup.
and let Donald Trump know that we need to find a way to work with these tribal councils on these tribal lands
Right.
to protect our borders as well.
Yep.
And you're not only helping the American people by doing that, you're also helping the tribal lands as well. These Indians are sick and tired of their children being human trafficked, the fentanyl coming through, and everything else, and they're against what the tribal lands are doing. So,
So,
You know what I
of
was
course.
amazed to find out is many of these tribes, if something happens to a woman, it doesn't get reported.
no, it don't.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know if that's all the tribes, but many of them. So these women who are disappearing and being abused and used and
Mhm.
thrown
Mhm.
away, it's not even being reported. They're not
Yep.
even being counted, which is
Right.
weird to me.
Right.
Very
But
weird.
I know the Yuma sector, the Tucson sector, same problem, Charlie. 98% of it's not being reported, or when it is reported, they're tribal. The tribal land police. In fact, there was an article on the Arizona News this morning about it, saying about how they're just so understaffed on the tribal lands. that 90% of what's been reported isn't even covered. They mentioned that about this little girl that ended up, they found her body parts everywhere here in Arizona. And nobody, and the tribal land police said it was never reported to them, which
Wow.
we
Wow.
come to find out it was reported to them. It just wasn't covered. And again, just so much as this is swept under the rug, folks.
It's got to end. It can't continue. It's not sustainable.
And at the end of the day, the American people got to remember we're all God's children, all of us. So, let's help make a difference even for the tribal lands, and make it safer for those folks as well, because they're human beings just like you and I. So,
well, Ephesians 5:11, be no part of the works of darkness, but instead even expose them, and that's what we're trying to do all the time.
Amen to that.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thanks for having me on, buddy.
You betcha. Well,
love
having you guys on, and we'll be live again tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 o'clock Pacific. And God bless all you patriots out there. So, Charlie, honor having you on our show.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, to you later. Charlie. Have a good one.
You betcha.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, Julie.
Good job. Nice.
We're still live. We're still live.
Awesome.
Trying to find, here we go. Had to let Charlie out of the studio that way. Okay. All right, folks, you guys have a blessed day. We'll be live again tomorrow.